This is the weather forecast video for Tuesday, January 10th, 2012. Let's take a look at the satellite image from last evening. You see a storm system over the Gulf Coast producing some showers and thunderstorms there with some fairly heavy snow over West Texas, and a new storm system moving into the Northwest and Northern Rockies that'll bring cold air down from Canada later in the week. Here's the watch warning map from before midnight. Winter storm warnings and advisories still remain over West Texas and over Montana and Idaho. Some dense fog over the mid-Atlantic and the Carolinas. Otherwise, the nation is quiet. KPF chart. Precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 6 o'clock shows the heaviest amounts of precipitation will be over the Great Lakes with some lake effect snow, and from Texas eastward along the Gulf Coast and up the eastern seaboard with the storm system there. But this is the 0Z GFS snowfall forecast, and they're very bullish on this storm that comes in a few days with upwards of 3 to 5 inches of snow. The dam had nothing. So let's take a look at this 0Z GFS Model Run at 6 p.m. this evening. You can see there's the upper level feature over the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast with another one west of San Francisco. There's the low centered near the Mississippi Delta with rain down there. Here we're still high and dry and warm with possibly near record highs once again today. But Wednesday, that's going to come to a crushing end with a frontal system coming through. Could bring some snow showers or some flurries across the state Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday, though, the storm gets a little more active with some snow across the Great Lakes, which could backwash into the eastern counties of the state, thus the reason for the high forecast totals. That moves off. The lake effect continues into Friday. Cold air goes all the way down into the deep south here. We'll see highs in the 20s to maybe around 30. Saturday, temperatures still about the same, 20s to maybe lower 30s as warm air begins to build over the west. Relatively dry across the country. Sunday, here comes another Arctic front coming down with a low pressure northeast of Winnipeg with snow up there, but all it's going to bring is mostly dry weather. And by Monday of next week, front moves through, temperatures crash back into the 20s, some precip over the Great Lakes and to our south and west. A week from today, on the 17th, you can see a pretty broad trough over the eastern half of the country with a west-northwesterly flow aloft around here. And with that, that puts us in the storm track. Something we haven't seen a whole lot of is precipitation, and there'll be some to our west and to our south and east, and it'll still remain cold. We head further into the month of January, the 20th. Pretty flat flow across the country. Bit of a trough access to our west over the Colorado Rockies, and that could bring some snow to the state at that time with a low pressure centered near Altus, Oklahoma, with the Gulf wide open and another cold snap coming down from Canada. We had a few days later, the low over Oklahoma moves eastward, the Gulf opens up, and we could see some, if this is right, possibly some accumulating snow, at least over southeast Iowa. The end of the forecast, the 25th. Still a broad trough over the eastern, pretty much 2/3 of the country, with a ridge trying to nose in to southern California, but still cool. So after today, there'll likely be no warm weather for possibly several weeks across the state and the region. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one tomorrow.